Thanks for joining us for another edition of Wednesday Wonderings with Trailways Travel. Grab a cup of coffee and join in. You'll see I have a special guest today. It's one of our favorite drivers, Matt. And I know some of you right now may be with Matt on Wednesday, driving down the road headed to Charleston, right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wait a minute, how's he in two places at one time? Well, he's pretty good, but not that good. We actually are filming this. Today is Monday, the 17th, so happy St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day.
All right, so just a few things to go over here. We invited Matt to come over to visit with us about our Route 66 tour. But to begin with, we just want to start with a few housekeeping things. So first, Mallory had let me know that if anyone has been kind of hanging on to the thought of going to Mackinac Island but hasn't actually done anything about it yet, there are only 6 seats left. So you want to be sure and give us a call for that, or you're going to be disappointed. Also, we have plenty of seats left right now for Shipshewana. It's actually the world's largest flea market.
Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah. And I know you've taken us to Shipshewana lots of times, lots to see and do there. But you'll have pretty much the day on your own to do the whole flea market thing. And then we've got some other fun things involved as well. We always do an Amish meal. You've gotten to do the Amish meal a few times.
Yeah, I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Do you go away hungry?
No, you don't go away hungry. I mean, they're trying to pass around seconds and thirds, and normally after one serving, they've got me full.
Right, and then there's dessert.
Oh, so many different pies, all homemade. They're really good.
They are good. So Shipshewana, again, keep that in mind. And then we did add a new one-day tour coming up for the Iowa State Fair. I know some of you might think that's kind of a ways off. It isn't. August isn't that far away, and with the weather starting to turn better, we're going to feel even more so that summer isn't that far off. So do keep those in mind. Give us a call if that's something you're interested in. I just real quick going to say we did receive our tickets for the Indiana Fever.
All right.
Yeah. And many of you should have received your phone calls from us by now, getting everything all in place. We did have a long waiting list, so we are making our way through that list of names, giving them first opportunity at what we have for tickets. We originally had enough for 4 games. We now have enough for 8 games.
Oh, that's even better.
It is. I'm very excited. So stay tuned. If you do not have tickets, feel free to give us a call to see if we have any left. But we'll work through that best we can. All right. Route 66.
Yes, I'm finally ready to get going on that one. I did it a couple years ago, did it all the way from Chicago to California, and it was one of my favorite trips. I really enjoyed it. At least this way we're going to get to go halfway and see the sights.
Right, right. And I've not been fortunate enough to do all of Route 66. I've done little bits and pieces here and there, so that's why I wanted to be sure and have Matt come along. As you know, it's known as the Mother Road, and it was started in 1926. I think it was one of the first highway systems in the U.S., and so it was, what, almost 2,500 miles?
Yes, I believe that's
And it went
correct.
from Chicago to Santa Monica, right? Yeah. So anyway, some of the things that we're going to do on this tour, Matt, if you've been to some of these and have things to comment, pop in, because I've not been to all of them. There is a Route 66 Illinois Hall of Fame and Museum. I didn't check what city that's in. But I have been to Pontiac, and they have several murals there. They're on the sides of the buildings, and they have the largest shield, which looks like that, in the, I think they claim the world, I don't know, but have you seen many of those murals? Or
Yeah, I got to see most of the murals, and they're really colorful.
They are. I think they're good photo opportunities too for people just to do a fun little photo in front of all of those different murals. And then I think one of the famous stops along the way was always the Merrimack Caverns. I've been in a lot of the cave systems, but I've not been to that one.
I don't think I've ever been in it. I've dropped groups off there, but I don't think I've ever toured it.
Well, now's your
I
time.
know.
And then, I think one of the quirky things, like Route 66 has lots of like quirky stops. Always like and the one I had written here was the world's largest, or the rocking chair and a faucet, and those are in Cuba, Missouri. So I'm real curious with the faucet. I guess just
I think there's like 16 or something of the largest things they have there in Cuba.
in Cuba. Cool. I know there's another little town in Illinois that has, in Casey, they have a whole bunch of the world's largest things, and it was pretty cool. So then we also will stop along the way in Conway at the Route 66 Welcome Center. Now that is one, some of you who've done the Branson tours with us, we have stopped at that Welcome Center before, and it's really cool in the sense that on the outside even, they have like little station areas you can walk around to that tells about the different places on Route 66. So that's really pretty cool. And then in Galena, Missouri, I always think of Galena, Illinois.
Yeah.
Galena, Missouri, they have what they call Cars on the Route. And I apologize, I should have looked up a little bit more about that particular location. But I know someone had said to me that was one of their favorite places to go to. Do you recall that
No,
one
I
at
don't
all?
recall that one.
But I think the one I really want you to talk about the most is the actual Route 66 festival that is put on by AAA. Now, I think when you drove from Chicago to California, it was for AAA,
Yes,
wasn't it?
yes, it was for AAA.
Yeah, so that's pretty a big thing, and I know they brought people in from all over, and actually one of the main destinations for international travelers is Route 66.
Yeah, it
So,
was really crowded there. We spent 2 days there. There was so much to see that they actually spent 2 days there. And boy, if you're into old automobiles and something in that time period, there's a lot of cars, a lot of neon signs, old gas station signs, and just all kinds of little trinkets, and everybody just comes out and has a good old time.
that sounds really fun.
And food, oh, they got all kinds of food trucks. They're very good food. You won't go hungry there, and I don't think you'll go bored.
Yeah, sounds like there's plenty to do. And as we always laugh about the food, everyone gives us a bad time that we feed them too much, but you don't have to worry about going hungry with us. One of the things that is a quirky thing along the way that we're going to be going to see is the blue whale of Catoosa. And it's in Catoosa, Oklahoma, and I always chuckle when I think about this because did you know this was built as a surprise anniversary gift for a man's wife? I keep thinking, what a lucky woman. But evidently she was very fond of whales, and so he built her an 80-foot long whale to go out in their front yard, basically.
Yeah.
But I think eventually they built a whole swimming pool and things around it. I think the pool and all is now gone, but you can still visit the whale and actually go inside. Did you get to see that at all?
Oh yeah, I've been there several times. We've stopped on some of our tours there, and it's quite interesting. I just to say the least.
There you go. It's a place where you can actually go into a whale and come back out alive, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, some of the other things we're going to see along the way are the Gateway Arch. Of course, they redid it here a few years ago. I've not been back to it yet since then. Been past it several times, but not actually stopping. So that is something you'll get to do. Actually have opportunity to go up into the arch. The Lincoln Presidential Museum and Library. That is honestly one of my favorites. I don't know if you've been inside or
Yes,
not.
yes, I've been there several times now.
And it's so interactive, and the last time I was there, we actually had the grandkids, and my grandson Benton was very into Abraham Lincoln, everything Lincoln. And it was so cool because that day, guess who was there? A Lincoln impersonator.
Oh.
And he and Mary Todd and Ulysses S. Grant were there, and so it's pretty cool. I've got a whole little video of them having this conversation set back in the day,
Yeah.
because Lincoln was staying in his time period and Benton was in his. It was pretty fun, but so oftentimes they do have impersonators there as well. And then we will be visiting in Oklahoma, the First Americans Museum. That's a fairly new museum, I think within probably the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I believe so. We've been there once or twice now on tours, and I think people really have enjoyed it.
Yeah, we've gotten really good comments about it. I know Todd, who's one of the main head people of tourism over the state of Kentucky, of Oklahoma. He'll shoot me for that one. Of Oklahoma has said it's been a huge hit there, and they are very proud to get that started. So, of course, we can't go into Oklahoma and not make a stop in Pawhuska to visit Reed Drummond's Mercantile, another place where you will not go hungry. And so we'll have time to shop there and have a meal. And then we also will be visiting the Willow Rock Museum and the Wildlife Preserve. I think there is a guided tour possibly on that one. So you'll learn a little bit more too about the movie that was shot there from the book Killers of the Flower Moon. So that's something else as well. And then also, if available, we have it worked out, first time ever, we may be able to actually tour the lodge where Pioneer Woman is filmed. So it's always based upon their availability that day and whether or not they're filming. But we have that worked in there so far. So anything else that you can think of?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, so I know we have enough to make Route 66 work, so no worries there. Just be sure, give us a call. If you want more information, of course, check the links down below. Give us a call. One of the gals will be happy to send you a brochure, or wing by the office and see us. We have these available for you. So again, it's Route 66, Chicago to Oklahoma City. It's June 18th through the 25th. So we invite you to come along and join us. Well, I can't think of anything else. I know Matt's probably anxious to get his motor coach all ready the rest of the way and set to head out tomorrow morning. So, till next time, happy trails.
Happy trails.